What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss racism in religion, specifically racism in Islam. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler. People, religious spaces are normally places where one would expect to be the safest of all spaces or places. I mean, the church, the mosque, the synagogue, the temple, these are places you'd least expect any form of discrimination, crime, or any sort of violence or violations. But it also now comes to light that these spaces are not what we think they are or supposed to be, simply because the people who now operate in those spaces, who now visit those spaces, are people who do not believe in God, as it were. Because if you follow the Ten Commandments of the Bible, if you follow the strict teachings of Islam, or you follow the Jewish teachings in the Jewish Torah, or whatever the Buddhists teach, teachings of the Buddhists, monks, and other religious groupings, there is no religion that preaches hate, violence, abuse, discrimination. So, how is it that people dressed in full religious regalia, not even to say in their own home clothes? It's shocking that people that are dressed in religious clothes can still act inhumane to other human beings. Now, of course, we're going to say that, racism is something that is taught, it's individual. The religion doesn't teach that because it's not in the Quran, it's not in the Bible, it's not in the Torah. And yet, the same individuals who carry out these heinous acts of abuse, discrimination, crimes within the church, these people are like devout Muslims, Christians. Now, first, the first ever, the first ever act of crime, should I put it, within the church that came to me that caught my attention was the Catholic Church and what they were doing to the small boys. I thought that was shocking. I thought that was odd. And then I began to dig deeper. Then another video exposed what the Roman Catholic Church does. All right. So they get these girls from Nigeria, from West Africa, and they go to Rome, where they are sexually exploited within the church. I found that shocking. At first, I thought the boys being sexually assaulted by the priests in the Catholic Church was shocking. But then I found out that there were West African girls being trafficked all the way to Rome. And they too were being used as sex slaves. And some of the girls were even pregnant, impregnated by the priests. And then the priests would have the girls get abortions within the church's grounds. There was like a hospital room for doctors to come in and perform the abortions. Now, that for me was a shocker. Okay, but I digress, right? Israel is committing heinous acts of crime in the name of God. Benjamin Netanyahu said the word Amalek, and Amalek was to destroy everything according to God in the Bible, in the Torah, back in the day, right? But the Jews back in the day didn't do what God had instructed them to do on Amalek. That was then. 3,000 years later, you want to do Amalek now? You want to commit acts of Amalek now? Is it appropriate? Is this the time? Is this the barbaric times that we're living in? Or all in the name of God? All in the name of religion? Is that what the Jewish people subscribe to? I digress. Islam, jihadists, all in the name of Islam, all in the name of Allah, religious war. Against who? If you're going to if you're going to attack the Israeli army in the name of Allah, with the military bases and military personnel, and you attack military sites and targets in the name of Allah, a jihadist war, I could try and understand, because that's what militaries are there for, to fight wars, to defend countries. But if you're going to go on a jihad, a religious war, and commit acts of violence in the name of Allah against innocent civilians who have nothing to do with whatever crimes a government is committing, and then you go and you murder, kill, maim, hurt women and children, all in the name of Allah and a religious war, what you call a jihad. How would how are you committing a religious war against an old lady who probably is opposed to violence? But you go and kill this lady simply because she belongs to another race, another country that's waging hatred against you and your people. I don't understand. So, but I digress. So, what I'm trying to get at is every religion has its problems, because every religion has its bad apples. The whole point of this is that I'm not trying to just single out one religion. So, I've just showed you and just explained how different religions have the same problem. So, when I talk about Islam, I'm talking about a religion that I belong to, a religion that I understand, and I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I don't sugarcoat anything. I just want to lay it out raw as it is, right? I'm going to tell the truth. Islam does not teach hate. It does not teach violence. It does not teach terrorism, even though it's known as it. It's being marketed and it's being promoted and it's being propagandized as a terrorist religion, which it is not. I am Muslim. I have never been indoctrinated by any mosque, by any teacher, a Maulana, an Imam, any scholar, that the only way to get peace in this world is through terror. No Imam, scholar, Maulana, teacher, anything has ever taught me or indoctrinated violence or terrorism into any of the classes that I've been to from the age of 7. Never have. Okay. Are there radical imams? Yes. Are there radical Muslims? Yes. Are there radical Christians? Yes. Are there radical preachers? Yes. Are they radical Jewish people? Yes. Are there radical Jewish leaders? Yes. Teachers? Yes. Every religion has its radical people. Okay, so why is Islam being singled out as a terrorist religion? I just think that's totally unfair, right? So, again, I digress. Now, on to the racism in Islam. As a Muslim, I am appalled at the amount of racism that's well, rearing its ugly head within the religion of Islam. Islam is a peace loving religion, promotes togetherness, unity, family, and Islam really is a way of life for those who know, for those who understand it, for those who actually take the time to appreciate the teachings of the Quran, right? So if you're going to come into any religion with a one sided untruth, propaganda, you are not going to fully grasp what the religion is about. Because, for example, what Israel is doing in Palestine right now is beyond heinous. If we are going to look at Jews through the eyes of a Zionist, then the Jewish religion is definitely not a religion to be followed by anybody, unless you too are of that mindset of destruction and racism and all. Because Zionism is definitely not Judaism. But if you look through Judaism through the eyes of a Zionist, then you too have a problem. If you're going to look through Islam, if you're going to look to Islam through the eyes of a jihadist or a terrorist, as they call them, then you too have a problem, right? So, racism. How do I explain this? Picture yourself going into a mosque, into a synagogue, into a church. You are black or dark skinned, or you from a impoverished community. You pray like everybody else. You are clean. You are not dirty. You are not smelling. Nothing wrong with you. You pray with everybody. Play like everybody else. After prayers, you turn to your uh, neighbor, the person that is seated next to you, and you shake hands. And that's the normal way we do it in Islam. Now, picture you go to a mosque or a church, you finish prayer, nobody shakes your hand. People look at you in whatever way they want to look at you. How would you feel? That's one scenario. Another scenario is they're giving out food at a table, at a desk. There's a line, there's a queue. People are jostling to get these food parcels. And again, you are black or you're from an impoverished community. You come to the front of the queue and you're not given a parcel. They tell you to wait one side and they're giving other people ahead of you. And you realize that the people they're giving food parcels to are either lighter than you, have straighter hair than you, or they come from a rich background or a better community than you. How would you feel? Religion is not as holy as it used to be. It's not as sacred as it used to be. I I wasn't born 3,000, 5,000 years ago. So I don't know if racism was already there. I'm not quite sure about that. So I don't know. I don't know, assume like there's always been racism in religion, and it's only now that I've discovered it that okay, it's a new phenomenon, or no, it's always been there, so that's the norm. No, because when I was growing up, I remember when we turned Muslim, there was just love and companionship. I mean, I didn't see any act of no one that I ever, no one even complained about racism. The black kids, the colored kids, the Indian kids, we all just played as one. We grew up in the mosque, we grew up in the faith, and we were all just in and out of the mosque. We were all just getting along. No one, I don't know in if people in their own homes and houses would be on their racist agendas. I don't know, but when we went to the mosque, when we're out in public, Eid, it was just unity. I just, I just, for the life of me, I can't understand what went wrong. Where did we go wrong? How did racism seep into religion? How? How? As a Muslim to a Muslim, you are not even supposed to see race. You're supposed to just see a brother and a sister. Dude, I don't care if you have one arm. I don't care if you have two left feet. I don't care if you are dirty. I don't. But as soon as you get to the mosque, all that is supposed to be wiped clean, wiped away. You're not supposed to see anything except a Muslim brother or a Muslim sister. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. Racism in Islam has to stop. We cannot be looking at Muslims from Nigeria, from West Africa, and look down upon them because they're black. We cannot be looking down upon Muslims who are disabled and whatever, and then you don't want to greet them because you think you also might get disabled. Really, people? Really now? Is that what Islam has come to now? I watched a TikTok video where a black Muslim brother complained about racism in the masjid, in the mosque. Another comment on the same video at Eid celebration, after Eid, a guy said after mosque prayers, no one wanted to shake his hand. I mean, I myself have experienced that, you know, where a person of a lighter skin shade, better hair, doesn't want to shake your hand. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I don't know if it's a Cape Town thing. I don't know if it's a South African thing. I don't know. Is it is it a global phenomenon? I mean, you do hear of cases where African migrant workers go and work in the Middle East, right? And then they say these Arabs are very racist. It enters my heart to think that as a person of a religion, you can be racist while being in your religion, while being a devout Muslim, and you claim to be a Muslim, and yet you are racist. For me, that's just shocking. It really is shocking. So, to all Muslims who have hatred, racism, who have ill intentions, please leave Islam. Do not be in Islam because that's not what Islam teaches. So if you feel like you are better than the next person, go and start your own religion. But please do not bring your racist, dirty habits to Islam because that's not what the Quran subscribes to. Sadly, for this video, there will be no pros or cons because this needs to stop. I don't care if you're black, green, yellow, or purple. There is no room for racism anywhere, at any time, especially not in religion, and definitely not in Islam. Let me know what you think about this video. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.